After finding a great band that I absolutely love, that I want to tell other people about, that I want to support and help get bigger, I have no way to do so. And we need to talk about it. Hello again, everyone. My name is James Shotwell, and this is the Music Biz channel. It's so good to be with you again. Okay, so last week I was on Spotify listening to some new music recommended to me by the algorithm when I came across this artist that I absolutely loved. Now, I'm not going to give their name here because I don't want to embarrass them, but let's just say I like this song so much that it has already become one of my most played songs of 2022. But as I went to support the artist and learn more about them, I found a big problem. Now, this is certainly not uncommon by any means, but it's something that myself and a lot of other people who talk about the music industry constantly tell artists to do, and yet time and time again, independent artists just seem to skip this step for reasons that I don't completely understand. And that is filling out the biography section of literally any place you exist online. So in the instance I was just telling you about, when I found this group that I loved, I went to their Spotify page and it turns out they only had like 3,500 monthly listeners. Not great, not bad, definitely an artist on the rise. So I thought maybe I could see them live, maybe I know some other groups that are in the area, maybe I could ask some people what the story is here. But as I scrolled to the bottom of their profile, no biography. So then I was like, maybe I can go to their social media. That should have the answers. So sure enough, the artist does have their social media links in there. At least Twitter and Instagram were in there. So I go to those two pages and now I know where the artist is from, but there's really no more information to it. It just tells me the type of genre they play and they have a small amount of followers. And now I'm stuck. So I've fallen in love with an artist, I found a song that I like, I want to support the musician, but the first three places I've turned have learned something about them. Their Spotify page, their big social media, and their second big social media doesn't give me an answer on where they're going, where they're from, what their purpose is. It doesn't give me a link to buy anything. And the one link tree I saw just points me to all these places that I've already been. And look, I get it. What I'm talking about right now is something that happens all the time for good reason. Artists are stretched thin. You're already expected to be on like 7 different streaming platforms, in addition to multiple social media platforms, in addition to booking your own shows and writing material and finding recording time and also managing the schedule of everybody in your band, and all of this without, generally speaking, a team or agent or anyone to kind of organize and corral everybody. That is a big ask. But what you're missing out when you don't do these things, when you don't give us the basic information of who you are, is the opportunity to build something. Because right now, all you're doing is giving us the best of who you are as an artist, which is great. You know, having a good song that makes people want to hear more, that's the start of everything that you need. But you also need a story, and so many artists are forgetting to tell their story. Let me give you another example. One of the artists I've loved the most this year is Zach Bryan. He's an acoustic artist from Oklahoma. He plays country music, but it's more Americana than anything else. Now, Zach Bryan has brought about this new resurgence of interest in this Americana style of music, and it's brought about dozens of artists who have been just below the radar for a long time and pushed them out into the public space. But so many of these artists were not prepared for this moment. The ones that were, like Charles Wesley Godwin, when you go to his pages, you see that he has a bio. His website is well designed. It has all of his tour dates. It has merchandise. It links to other pages where you can buy other merchandise. You can buy things from Bandcamp. If you go to any of his social pages, he's linking to all these places. He's sharing who he is. He's sharing photographs. He's sharing videos. If you want to know something about Charles Wesley Godwin, it is out there and it is easy to find. And that's what I want for your career. Even if you're not a giant artist, even if you don't have 10,000 listeners, even if you don't have 1,000 listeners, there's still no reason to not be telling your story everywhere you have an opportunity to do so. And more importantly, in our increasingly disconnected world, your story may be the only thing that compels someone to actually become a fan of you. Because let me tell you, there are a dozen artists who do the kind of thing you do right now that have a somewhat similar sound and can probably attract a somewhat similar target demographic. The only thing that's going to make you stand out over them is your story. Not your appearance, not your branding, though all those things absolutely can help. It's your story. It's why you're doing what you're doing, what you're trying to achieve, what you've overcome, what you're going through. All of it matters, and you're leaving that untold. Or maybe you're leaving it up to your songs, but that's not really a good way to tell people, because I'm not going to get through every song. But if you can tell me something about yourself, be it through tweets, be it through photographs, be it through videos, be it through your biography, which again is available on every streaming service and your website and that brief little box on your social channels. You can tell me something about you. Why would you not do that? So as I race around my mind and I try to figure out what could be causing this, I come up with a couple of reasons. Number one, people are stretched too thin. We've already talked about that. Number two, you're afraid that you don't know how to tell your story. But if you can't tell it, how can you expect anyone else to know it? You are the arbiter of your own story. You are the person controlling the narrative. And if you're not sharing the narrative, nobody else can. Number 3, you don't have the budget to hire somebody else, because you can hire somebody, but again, you still have to be able to tell it. And number 4, what I ultimately think it comes down to is just you don't think people care. And maybe they don't right now, but they will. And you're going to give them a reason to with the music that you create. So when they find you, when they hear that song, be it through the algorithm, through a TikTok, through the recommendation of a friend, or hopefully at a live show where they're supporting live music, they're going to want to know more about you. And they could go and message you directly and hopefully you respond and start something, or you can make your story available. So do that. Get out there, write it, tell me who you are, where you're from, what you're doing, who you love, why you're doing this, what you've recently created, what you hope to create, where you've been on tour. I want to know it all so that if I find a song that I like, I can become a super fan. And you want me to be a super fan. You want super fans. So get out there and tell your story. Now that's all the time that I have for this video, but I'll be back again very soon. And until then, I wanted to give you a little piece of advice. The music industry is growing very fast, and there are people like myself who are trying to help other people get ahead. Whether you learn from me or Jesse Cannon or another person, I hope that you find somebody that can help guide you through this industry. If you have questions, I hope that you ask them. My name is James. I host Music Biz. It's also available as a podcast. If you have questions, ask them below and I'll do my best to answer them. And if you just want to learn, click that subscribe button. That's what we do here. We talk about the industry, what's happening, where it's going, what we can learn, and what we regret. And trust me, there's a lot of all of it to go around. So click that button and join us. I'll be back very soon, but until next time, take care of yourself because you deserve it.